Billy here with Gilbert Travels. Join me today with Kenmore Air, located right here on Lake Washington, north of Seattle in Kenmore, as we go on this Turbo Otter aircraft on a sightseeing flight to the San Juan Islands. So Kenmore is a really interesting airline in that above and beyond just flying, they're also a great resource for seaplane owners all around the world. They're a known, renowned service center for the Dehavilland Beaver and Otter aircraft. They fabricate their own float plane pontoons, they do interiors, they do engine rebuilds. So you've seen a seaplane somewhere out there, there's a good chance it may have been worked on right here with Kenmore Air. Kenmore also operates seaplanes on Seattle's Lake Union and land-based aircraft flying out of Boeing Field. But today we're at their home terminal. Just last year in 2021, they celebrated 75 years in service. Flights must be checked in for at the terminal desk, and inside is a modest sitting area with some nice merchandise. Weather allowing, you'll be outside waiting for your flight anyway, enjoying the views at a numbered picnic table. All right, almost time to board. Definitely recommend getting here a few minutes early because there's plenty of action to be seen. After soaking up the AvGeek sights, our pilot came to collect us from the tables and walk us over to today's aircraft for a brief orientation. Kenmore has several special livery aircraft, and today we're flying on their unique Orca-themed single-engine Turbo Otter. Seats are allocated at the pilot's judgment for the correct load weights. I was traveling with my daughter on this beautiful July today, and we were assigned the two back seats on the aircraft for this flight. Spooling up, here we go. When I booked today's flight, I wasn't entirely sure if it would involve stops at the San Juans to drop off passengers. However, that was not the case. Instead, this was a dedicated sightseeing flight, and narration was provided over the headphones. Also helpful to block out the substantial engine noise in the cabin. So come along with me on my first ever seaplane takeoff. One advantage of flying low and unpressurized is big windows, and I had a great vantage point here at the back of the Otter. First, we flew down the shore of Lake Washington, over into Lake Union, where we crossed past downtown Seattle and the Space Needle into Puget Sound. We then began a nice slow and easy cruise up the deep saltwater sound, past Whidbey Island, toward the San Juans to the north. Puget Sound is a sizable shipping channel, given its protected inland waterway and access to the ports of Seattle and Tacoma. The next passover on the tour is Anacortes, the primary mainland gateway to the islands, and here you can see evidence of the huge tidal shifts present in this natural glacier-carved waterway. Anacortes is home to a large oil refinery, and originally it was envisioned as a primary port city for the Pacific Northwest until the railroad ended short in Seattle and limited its further growth as a city. Many decades later, that's just as well, as it maintains a more charming feel and is a great place to visit and explore from. Anacortes is the home of the Washington State Ferry System's operations into the San Juan Islands as well, and it's the only publicly accessible way to bring cars back and forth from the islands. From here, the views really get rugged as we make our way out towards Roche Harbor on San Juan Island. Roche Harbor is perhaps the premier boating destination in Washington itself, and a gateway into the cruising grounds of Canada's British Columbia up through into Alaska. Here in the midsummer, the presence of boats and yachts is well established. And now we make our turn to start heading back south, towards home and a landing back on Lake Washington. All right, Billy with GoPro Travels. Thanks for coming along on that seaplane tour here, the San Juan Islands, with Kenmore Air. Hope you enjoyed coming along, and I will see you on my next flight. Please remember to like, comment, and if you haven't already, please do subscribe and hit that notification bell so you can be made aware first when more content is available. As always, thanks for watching.